Hello there. Let's unbox my first Art Snacks delivery together. So this month it looks like we got fine liners, brush markers. They all come in this cool like Ziploc bubble wrap bag, a full mixed media sketchbook, pencil sharpener, and then there's tissue paper. There's paint marker, pencil, and a Tombow calligraphy pen, I believe, sticker of the month, and candy. So here we have like a menu that lists all of the items, what they do, and how they can be used. This one is the 2 extra items that come in the plus box, and then there's a discount code anyone can use, I guess. So let's start these projects. This pencil sharpener, it didn't work. I don't know if I got a bad one, but it was like it wasn't sharp. It didn't sharpen the pencil. It just took little slices off the top, did not get close to sharpening the pencil, which is kind of disappointing. I'm gonna pull out my electric sharpener to get it started, and still it just did not work, which is super disappointing. But I have a pencil sharpener, so I didn't need one. I just sharpened it with my sharpener and moved on. So here I'm trying out the pencil. I'd say it was okay. It was pretty standard. I think it was an F type sketching pencil. So, you know, I used it to just make, you know, a face. I usually like to swatch out new art supplies just to see kind of how they work, if they work with my style. So I was kind of in like a fall mood with this character. She's got on a sweater, she's wearing glasses, curly hair, striped sweater, because fall is around the corner. So when I opened this, I didn't know what this was. I thought it was an empty, like you make your own marker type of situation, but that's because I couldn't see the writing. I wasn't wearing my glasses, I'll be honest about that. So when I finally opened it, I saw that there was paint in there. I guess it's just so full I couldn't see the paint, but kind of like a Posca, nothing too big. And now I'm just swatching out these Lyra Aqua brush markers, which I don't use this type of supply often, but you know, you can apply different pressure, get different line weights, and you know, various strokes. And I just use the pencil to see how well I could see the pencil over the color. For most of them, you could see it over. They weren't too dark, but I think like the darker blue and the purple color were hard to see. So here's the Tombow Fudenosuke. I just layered it over the top so I could see it. Pretty standard calligraphy pen. I like how small it was, so that was cool. Now I lost a little bit of the footage, but this is the fine liner. I think this is either the one or no, it's the one. Just playing around with the liner. I smudged it when it was still wet. I kind of like that effect. And then I just took the one and just did a little portrait sketch from there. And this actually inspired my character that I actually make a full art kind of tester piece on the following page. But I like this hairstyle, so I was like, I want to do more with this, you know. So it was kind of an inspiring piece. And here I'm just varying the line weight again, making the eyes a little bit darker, outlining the outer portions, where there would be more shadows. So this is my swatch page. So now I'm getting into the art piece of this month's supplies. I didn't have much in mind, but I did really like that portrait that I did with the fine liner pen towards the end of the swatching. So this is usually the face that I make when I'm warming up. When I decide to sit down and, you know, work on some artwork, I'm gonna draw a face. I saw something recently where someone had this kind of, it's called, I don't remember what it's called, just where one side of the hair is short and the other side is, you know, like a bob length. So I wanted to kind of remix it, making her, you know, a natural, having curly hair on the long side. I usually give my female characters glasses. They just make the face feel well-rounded to me. I wear glasses, so maybe it's a self-imposed type characteristic of my female characters. I usually draw like a bust, so down to the collarbone, right before you get to the chest. But I did like this pencil. It's a pretty standard pencil, but I've tried some sketch pencils that I did not like. I like for it to be, you know, firm, but a little soft. I think that's a characteristic of the F size pencil. I guess that's what that is. So it gave me room to, you know, darken certain features like the eye lines and certain portions of the hair. But this is my sketch process, my face sketch process. I wanted to add, you know, earrings. I really like how this sketch turned out. So now I decided to incorporate the fall fashion. So I'm doing like I think I did from the knees up in that kind of sweater style that I made on the other page. Admit that I wasn't super adventurous with this sketch. It's kind of, if you look through my, you know, sketchbooks that I don't do much with, this is kind of the pose face style. I don't usually put people in sweaters and jeans. The hair is different, but you know, for this portion I kind of phoned it in, but I just wanted to try out the supplies. I wasn't necessarily trying to create an OC or anything. Well, I guess because I draw her so much, she's kind of an OC at this point. But I think the sketch section worked out really well. So now I played around with the colors and layering a little bit because there wasn't like a skin tone in these brush markers. So I had to kind of see how can I layer these colors. And, you know, Halloween is next month. So I'm all in on the ghouls and goblins and zombies. So I'm like, I can make her skin blue and add other colors on top. So on that page I flipped from, I'm just layering them to see what works and what doesn't work. I'm not as familiar with using these like water soluble brush markers, so I didn't know how they were going to react with each other. I guess I could have filmed the part where I'm playing around with them, but either way. And as I'm doing this, I'm just like, she looks like a zombie. I was here for it. But, you know, it made me want to explore that idea a little bit more. See, this is me doing some more tests. See how these colors, you know, layer on each other. The fuller body sketch on the right, it was so small. It was really hard to get that detail in. So I tried to do the same thing on both the portrait and the full body. The skin portion, you can hardly see any of it on the smaller one, but that's okay. I wanted to play around with the whole like concept. So I gave her purple hair, which I was like, I really like how this is turning out. I think I'm gonna work on how I go about using the markers, because I didn't like how some of it was overlapping and some of it wasn't. So you can see those lines. I'm trying to find, you know, places to add contrast. But I really like this idea of a yellow sweater. I thought it was super cute. So as I've done this, I've worked on another piece that I kind of hit a wall with, because I don't use pastel colors like this. I mean, some of like this yellow and like the green, they're almost like highlighters. They're really bright, and it's just been, you know, a journey to try to figure out how these work best together. So here I'm going in with the line art, and I think this is the best way to do this, because in the other project that I've done, I've found that these water soluble markers, they like activate the line art, which I kind of thought it wouldn't, because it says that they're permanent. I guess unless you go over it with you know, with water. Either way, I think this is the best way to use them, to do your color, or do you sketch, do the colors, and then add the line work on top of that. But when I make digital art, excuse me, I usually do the line work first and then I do the color. But I have to remember it's a different method in traditional work. I'm learning. But I think this turned out super cute. I mean, it's not the end, so let me not be too, let me slow down and stay with the actual time lapse of this doll. So I'm just adding more character to the sweater with the small, I think it's the 0.1 size fine liner. And it really makes it come to life. I definitely don't think that the line art on this piece took anything away from the original work. I think it helped it like pop off of the paper. The only thing I think I wish I had done was erase the pencil just a little bit, because then I try to do it towards the end and I can't get it all up. So you can still see pencil marks. It doesn't ruin the piece, but I wish I had erased it. So now I'm using the Tombow calligraphy pen to do the bigger areas, to create more contrast and distinguish, you know, different parts of her overall look. I think I decided kind of on the fly to make her pants kind of gray. I had in mind like an acid wash jean kind of thing, but I might have been a little bit too impatient with using the small calligraphy pen. I didn't see myself making her like pants blue, because I didn't think that the blue was very denim. So I gave her gray eyes. See, this is me trying to erase the pencil. I can get it on the parts that's not colored in, but on the parts that are colored in, it's a part of the artwork now. So I'm just adding more detail with layering the blue on top. I was trying to see here if I can kind of reactivate the other colors to kind of make them blend a little bit better. It didn't do much. And then this, it was a lot of blue. It was a lot of like, I think because this would be the third blue color that came with this supply box. I'm not complaining, but I didn't have much to do with it. I still thought it was too bright for the jeans. So I just gave her a little like accent background shape type of thing. And unfortunately, this sketchbook, it works, but I couldn't do a lot of like layering or multiple strokes with any of the like felt tipped art supplies, because it was like tearing the paper up, unfortunately. Well, that's pretty much it. This has been really fun. I love how this turned out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.